Okay, so here we go. So this is our second online session. Sorry, is that going to be really annoying? The sun on me. Or are you all right?
Yeah,
I'm going to share my screen just to show you what we're up to today. Is everyone okay? Are there any questions from last week?
No, but I have got the links now that you've sent me.
You have. Fab.
I have got them, so I can have a little browse through them this afternoon.
Yeah, that's great. Okay. So yeah. I've had some good feedback from other people though that have been doing it about like the bookmarks and the, you know, where to check things and add things in, which is really good. Were there any other questions? Phil, did you have anything from the last few weeks? No? Colin, you okay?
No, I got a question.
Okay, go for it.
You know, last week I asked you about when you said about flagging emails up so I don't lose them.
Yeah.
Where do I find them again?
I'll show you. Yeah, no worries. I can show you that at the end of this one.
I remember.
Go on, Danny.
You go into the filter option and it will come up flagged.
Yeah.
And then you click that and then you're in.
Where's the filter option?
So where you've got focused and other, and you've got the filter button next to it.
I can't see it.
I think it says by date or all.
Yeah, so it'll say all, then it's got unread flag to me. Yeah.
There's like a little arrow next to it that you can do like a drop down menu and then you can click flagged. I can show you just at the end of this one though, Colin.
Hang on,
I'll share my screen and show you.
I'll have to do an idiot guide.
All right.
Vicky, can I just say quick, can you email Paul the link, please?
Yeah, I will do.
Thank you very much.
Any second.
Right, any second, keep an eye out.
Any second.
All right, bye.
Let me stop that for a second. Oh. I can email it.
Sorry.
Okay. Do you want to just talk Colin through that again, Danny, while I'm doing this?
Yeah, so if you've got your email open, have you?
Yeah, well, no, it's on
like
hang on a minute. I'll put it on emails. My daughter's laughing at me. Right, I've got them on there. Oh no, I haven't. They're gone again. Hang on a minute. Right, yeah, got them on there.
Right, so you got it says inbox, it says focused other, doesn't it? Then across from that, there's like
And my laptop is up at the top. When you go into emails, it's the first thing you see.
So it'll say like literally opposite your inbox. It will say at the top of where all your emails will come in, focused other. Then there's a filter and there's two arrows. Do you want me to
share my screen, Colin?
Yeah, I haven't got it on mine.
Okay, so this is what you're looking at. Is it when you
hang on a minute.
come into your emails?
Right.
Does it look something like this?
Yeah.
Yeah. So where the cursor is, there's focused, other, and then it says by date with an arrow next to it.
I haven't got that on mine. All I've got on mine, it just says by date.
Yeah, so there should be a little arrow next to that.
All right,
that you can click, and it drops down, and you can click on flagged mail.
Right, hang on a minute. I'll go back to you.
Okay.
Well, I didn't know that.
Right.
You can filter it just with unread mail. You can do it. You can arrange your emails by date, who they're from, who you're sending them to, certain things about them. You can decide if you want newest on top or the oldest emails on top. Yeah, it's quite a handy filter, this, if you're looking for something specific.
It says, I've got that bit up. It says arranged by date from to.
Yeah.
So which one do I have? Flag status.
Flagged mail.
Flag start date? No.
Flagged mail you need.
Ah, it's up there. Yeah, I found it.
Yeah.
So click on that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've got them. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, I know how to do it now. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, Danny.
No worries.
That's right. My invoice will be in the post.
Yeah.
Just ignore it, Colin. I would.
Yeah.
Everybody else does.
Okay, so
Look.
so the last online session that we did was about just the homepage, getting to know where things were on your computer or device, whatever one you're using. This one is going to be a whistle-stop tour of Word and Excel. We probably have to come back to it just because there's quite a lot that you can do with them. And any questions, again, just shout out at me. That's absolutely fine. If you need me to stop at any points, you want to write something down or go over it again, just let me know. Okay. So we're going to start with Word. And when you start with Word, does everyone know where it is on their computer and to open it up?
And the bottom of it somewhere.
Yeah. Danny, you all right with that?
Yeah, mine's slightly set up different to yours.
Yeah, yours is an Apple one, isn't it?
Yeah, so I can find it. I will find it.
Yeah. So on my one, I'll come out of this in a second and show you just by sharing my screen as I do it. But there's
I found it.
You got it? It's
Yeah,
either on the home page when you first turn it on, or by pressing the start button bottom left, and then you can open it that way. Okay, so once you're into Word, this is what you should see. Can everyone see that?
Yeah.
That's what the page looks like, yeah. And then there are different headings along the top. So there's File, Home, Insert, Draw, Design. Yeah, can you see all of those?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Home, I've put on the side here, basically, there's lots of other things, but this is like the most used bits in each of the sections. Okay, so in Home, that's all about the fonts. So how the writing looks when you type it, the size of the font. You can do make it bold, so darker and stand out more. Italic, which is the slanty writing. You can underline bits on there. You can change the font color, where the words are. So if you want them on the left-hand side of your page, in the middle, or on the right. There's bullet points that you can do as numbers or just as dots. And you can copy and paste and things from here as well. Like I say, there's lots more, but that's kind of probably, if you're starting out doing stuff, that's where that's what you'll use most of all. Okay. Insert, so along the top again, if you go next to Home, there's Insert, and that is where you'd make a table. You can add pictures, either that you've saved on your computer, on your device, or they've got like stock photos or pictures that you can use. You can add a header and a footer, so that's good. We use that quite a lot if we're doing like letters to people, because you can add along the top, you know, make it look a bit more professional. And you can add in text boxes and things. So if you've got a picture and you want to put a text box next to it explaining it, then you can add all of that in, and that's Insert. Next to it is Layout, and that's where you can change the margins on the page. So when you do something and then you print it, the printer generally leaves like an edge around, that's your margin, and you can change how wide or narrow you want those to be. The page orientation as well, so you can have it portrait, which is what it always, like, that's just the default one, or you can move it to landscape. Okay, I'm going to go back over all of this in a second as well. Okay, so don't panic. Layout, you can also add columns. So if you're using Word for I don't know, if you want to write a newsletter, or you've got lists of things that you want, you can add in columns to the page as well. Now, File, which is on the far left, that's where you open new documents, you open your saved documents already, you save them, and you can print from. Okay, So I'm going to stop sharing this just at the second. And I'm going to come out of here and I'm going to
Mine's
do that
slightly set
now.
up different from this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll get around it.
No worries. Going to share this again. So this is how I do it for mine. Okay. So I go bottom left hand. This is on a Microsoft. Okay. So if you are using Apple, Danny, it'll be slightly different. Okay.
Yeah.
Colin, did you want to ask a quick question?
Yeah. So what you just said about the margins and that, if you're say you're sending a letter to somebody to, I don't know, ask for something, prize given or something like that, you
Yeah.
can like head your letter with like, so the top you can put Steel Bones and the charity
Yeah.
number under it. And
Yeah.
oh, okay, right, okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I need to print off letters or anything, I can,
Yeah, you can do that. And it's
do it on
quite
there.
nice to save that. So do a blank copy that
Yeah.
you can then save extra ones from. So you haven't got to redo it every time. You've got like a master copy that you can do.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'll
And
show
you
you that
save
in
that-
just one sec.
You'd save that in file, would you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll go through that.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. So bottom left is the start button. I bring that up. Mine is here. You click on here and open Word. Okay. Can everyone see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, fab. So here in real time, this is what I had on my picture. So the home, insert, you just click on the words to do the next bit. Okay, you can draw things. There's design if you want a particular, everything to be particular colors or how things are laid out. Layout, there's the margins, the orientation. There's all sorts along here. Okay, so file, where your blank document is. You'd open down the left hand side there. There's save as, that's where you save, and print just underneath it. Okay, right. So I'm going to do a blank document. What shall we type? Welcome to digital inclusion. So this is what I've typed. Okay, now to change the wording or the font or the size or anything like that, you first of all need to highlight it. Okay, by doing that, you start at the front of where you want to change. You left click on your mouse, keep it down and drag the cursor to where you want to stop to make any changes. Okay, now this little text box sometimes pops up and you can do things there. I tend to do it along the top because I know I can make more changes all at once. So we might want to make it bold. So you click the B for bold and it changes, just makes it like a thicker writing. There's italic, takes it to the side and you can underline it. Okay, and then you can change any of that. Just above the bold, italic and underline, this little section here, there's a little arrow and this changes the font. Okay, so that little drop down arrow and you can change anything. You can make it lighter, you can, all these different fonts, and you'll all have that in your things. Like there's loads, absolutely hundreds and hundreds. Okay, so that's the font. And then the size, same thing, it's just next to the font. This is size 12. You can make it really tiny with size 8. You can make it really massive. All of these are kind of go in between. You can just use these sizes. You can also type in a size. So if I wanted it size 21, okay, you can change it. It's just they kind of have a standard what you would use. Okay. Any questions? No, we're okay. Okay. So moving on over here, you can change. So there's different. So the font sizes here, these along the top next to the font size, you can make bigger or smaller with a click. There's things here that different types of effects that you can put on. So it might be shadowing or, you know, something. Along here where there's an A and then a color underneath, that's the font color. So generally it does black straight away, but then you can click any of these colors along the bottom and it changes what you've written. Okay, to change it, remember you have to highlight what you want to change. Okay, so it's all of these different colors. You can click onto more colors if you want, and then there's a whole section there as well. Okay. So we'll make it red. Why not? And then again, I'm going to highlight it because I want it in the middle of the page. You see, I'm just moving slightly along the bar at the top. So at the minute, this one is highlighted, which puts it to the left. Can move it to the center, can move it to the right-hand side. Okay. We could make it underlined again. There you go. It's a nice thing. Colin, did you have a question? Did I just see your hand up?
Yeah, it was just so if you're writing a letter and you wanted to, you know, you wanted to make that bit stand out that you wanted to make important, you could do it in a different color if you wanted to, yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh, right.
if I go to the side here, I don't know, we'd put dates for your diary. So because I've done it up here, it's carrying it on. So I'd highlight it. I don't want that bit underlined and I don't really want it bold. So take that off. Probably want it a bit smaller. And then underneath, so here I'm going to use the bullet points.
Yeah.
Click bullet point and it just comes in. I could change it to numbers. You can change it. There's lots of different ways you can do it. And again, you just have to click the little arrow as a drop down. Okay.
Next to it. Okay, lovely. Thank you.
So let's do Christmas. Of December. That's only Saturday. Sunday. Getting overexcited. Yeah. So on our piece of paper at the minute, we've got the Welcome to the Digital Inclusion. We've got our title. We've got a little bit different. We've used the bullet points as numbers. We've changed where the writing is. We've changed the font and the size. So yeah. So a bit below it. Oops. I'm now going to use the insert and I'm going to put a table in. So insert along the top, table with the arrow pointing down. This is a really quick way. So they've got the squares there. You can just drag these just briefly to say how many you want, and then it will put it in. Okay. If you don't want that, you can insert table, and then you can go to insert table. And then it brings up this little extra window. And there you can put in the number of columns that you want, the number of rows. So we want 3 columns and 10 rows. You can use the arrows to go up and down, or you can type it in.
Ollie.
It's up to you.
Ollie. Yeah.
Okay. And then you just press OK and it brings it up on your page. Okay. There's all sorts that you can do once you've got the column. So I could click in here. For example, if I right clicked on my mouse, I could insert and I could add a column to the left. Or I could right click again and I could insert a row above it and it adds in. I could delete rows, take them back, delete cells, and it brings up what you want to do. So you can shift everything to the left, you can move what you've written up, you can delete the entire row or an entire column. And then whatever you click on, you just have to remember to press OK, and then it does it all for you. Okay. This is a very quick whistle stop tour. So if anything comes up, just shout at me. I'm just showing you the basics at the minute. Okay. So next to table, there's also pictures. So you can do it from your computer, you can do it from the stock images, and they have loads on here. If you're looking for something particular, they've got actual photos and images of things. They've got like black and white drawings. There's different people that you can add into documents, different stickers that you can add in. Oh, it's taken a little minute to catch up with me. There's illustrations, cartoons. You can search. So if you search for an amputee, it brings up pictures of amputees doing stuff that you can then click.
Well, that's me.
You can click and press insert bottom right. And then it just takes a little moment. And then it comes up on your page. Oh, let me cancel that one. Let's see if I can get a quicker one.
I need to see her. Oh, there she is.
Let's see.
She's got that.
Lovely. Look at that.
Having the hickory dickory dock.
Is it going to do it? There we go. And there's your cow. Amazing. Now these little the little circles around the side help you change the size of the photo or the picture or the table or whatever it is. So up here, if I click on the corner of the table, oh, these 4 arrows here, does it here? You can you see it? There's like a line with 2 little arrows. You can make everything smaller, bigger. If you click on this one here, you can make, the whole thing. Oh gosh, it can't get it. There we go. Make the whole thing smaller if you want to. Okay. And it's the same with these. So once you get the circles, if you do a corner and drag it, makes the whole thing stay in proportion but get smaller. If you do something in the middle, you can squash it all or make it longer or wider or thinner or whatever. Okay. So yeah, you can insert, that's insert, and you can do pictures or there's shapes that you can do. You can click on any of these and it will put it on there. All sorts. You can add charts in. Look, there's all sorts of things you can do. The header and let me just show you this one first. This is the text box. Okay, so if next to my cow I want to write what it is, you can click the little down arrow and you can pick what kind of text box you want. There's all sorts. There's so many different ones already loaded in here. Or you can just click simple text box and there it is. While it's all highlighted, you can move it by making sure that you've got the 4 arrows on your cursor to move the whole thing up and down. Again, if you get to a corner, you can make it bigger or smaller. You can, change the shape of it however you want to do. Okay. So you can add it's a cow.
Very informative.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, so that's that. You can, I feel like it's getting a little bit like you need to get to grips with this bit first, but there are ways, later down the line that you can take this edge off if you don't want an actual lined box on the page. You could put writing over this picture to kind of link it all. There's loads you can do. Okay. Let me
dictate thing as well.
The what? Sorry.
You got dictate in the corner. Can you do
Yeah. So you can. You do have to speak very clearly because otherwise it just writes gibberish, and you have to make sure that your device has got a microphone. Like some really old computers or laptops just won't have it. So you
So
just need
mine
to
it
make
doesn't
sure you got
show
it
that
all.
option as a dictate.
Okay.
My setup on this homepage is completely different.
Okay. Are you coming to the Christmas party, Danny?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. If you, is it a laptop you've got?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. If you want to bring it with you, I can have a look at it there if you like, because I don't use Apple, so I don't know. Like
Yeah.
haven't got it in
It's
front of
very
me to
similar,
see.
but it's not as much on the layout
Yeah.
there. I think you have to
Okay.
search things and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you want to bring it along, we can have a look. That's fine. Don't mind.
Can Paul bring his, please?
Yes, Paul can bring his. Absolutely. You can all bring them. We'll
Paul
set
can
up
stay
a
at
little
home, though.
table. Okay, so once we've got our document, we've got it all here. We want to save it. So we go to File. You want to go to Save As. And then wherever you want to save it. So I'm going to pick to save it on this computer. And I've got here all different things that I've used before. Okay, so if you just want to save the document as it is and it just is there in your documents, you just need to call it something at the top. And then you can, all your lovely faces are right there. There's the save button, or you can just press the enter button. So you can save it. It will just have a little think about it. There we go. And then at the top of your page, you can see the name, where it's saved to. Okay. You can also do an auto save at the top left button, top left part of the screen, which you can change to on, which means that any changes you make to that document, it will just keep updating the save. So you don't have to remember to come and save it. If once you've done the save as and you've got it as a document already, there's a little like a file, a disk up here that you can just click, and that will just save any updates that you do. Okay. If this one here, so you've saved it, but I want to make sure that it's in its own folder for all things digital inclusion. Okay, so you basically, all it is you click new folder, you name it, press OK, and there it is. And then you can open that. That's the name that I called it before, save. And it's now in that folder. If I bring up my documents, there's my folder, digital inclusion. Open it up, there's my test, and there it is. Okay, and you can make as many folders as you like. If I was to open this again, so this is the one that I saved that's just in my documents. If I wanted to add that into my folder that I've made, hover over it, left hand click on a mouse and keep it clicked. You can drag it all the way up into digital inclusion and it will go in there. And because I've already got one in there, it's asking me if I want to do, I'll just replace the file. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. And it will do it. Oh, it won't do it because I've got it open. But yeah, you can just drag it in there. Okay. So there's all different ways of saving things. You can also, if we get this one, you can sometimes, where it says on here, save as, it sometimes says save a copy. So if, for example, Colin, if you wanted to add a header and footer in here, okay, so it's in insert, it's along the top, header, footer. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you can put them, you can decide what it all looks like. Okay. And then you can type it here. Oh, There we go. And again, then you can go to home, you can put it in the middle, you can make it a bit bigger, you can bold it, you know, whatever you need to do. Okay. Sometimes what I've done on the headers that we use is I insert a picture from this device. And I go, whoops, into documents, and I look for our logo. There it is. And then it can put our thing in there. Okay. And then again, go to home, put it in the middle. And there you go. You can make it bigger or smaller or whatever you need to do. And then when you click on here, it just looks faded. And that just means that once it's printed, it doesn't look faded. But it's just so you can carry on working on it. And then again, with a footer, you can either go to footer here and add it in, or you can just go to the bottom of your page and double click and it brings it up and you can type it in or copy and paste something, or, you know, whatever it is you want to put in there. You can do. On our headed paper that we use for letters and stuff, we've got Steel Bones at the top, and then at the bottom we've got a little bit about with the charity number and our contact details in, and you can put all of that at the bottom. If you're doing your own personal documents or letters, you can put your own things in. You know, if you want someone to be able to contact you easily, you can keep it all at the bottom. Okay. Any questions? Am I going a bit fast? We okay?
Yep.
Okay.
So
So all of it's being recorded as well, so we can, you know, you can go
Yeah.
back and look on everything. Also in file, down to the bottom you've got print, and then, you know, that will come up with whatever printer you've got linked to your device. It shows you what it will look like. You can change how many copies of something you want to print up on the top right hand corner. My one is done so that it just prints everything. If I only wanted the first page printed, I could just put in page 1 and it will only print this page. Okay. You can ask for it to be one-sided, double-sided, which way round you want it to go, whether it's portrait or landscape, what size it is. Okay, so you've got all of those options there as well. One thing I don't think I showed you, did I, was in layout. So we could change it all to landscape if we wanted. Okay, so that's just layout, orientation, portrait or landscape, and it just changes it all for you. This is where as well you can add in the columns. So you can say how many columns you want in there, where you want them. Okay, this is where you can change the margins. So if you want everything squished to the sides, you pick narrow. You do wide margins. You can make your own custom settings. You know, there's loads you can do. Okay. Yes, Wendy.
2 things. One, on the margins, if you muck about with it and you play and you do it, does it automatically go back to how it was when you come out of it?
Not if you've saved your document as you've done it.
Right, so but if I go into anything else to print,
it will reset. Yeah.
Oh, that's all
so
right.
If you open a new document, a new blank document to do something else, they'll go back to the original settings of everything.
Lovely.
Until you change it. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Thank you. And also on the printer.
Yeah.
Why you've got where it can print both sides?
What? Sorry.
You've got where it can print both sides.
Yeah.
Why does it always come up upside down on the second page?
Oh, because that has to do. This is why I find it really difficult printing on both sides, because the way that it goes back into the printer. Does yours do it automatically, or do you have to take it out and put it back in?
No, automatic.
Okay, I think that will probably be a setting somewhere on the printer setup. that we'd have to look at. Mine is a manual one. So once it's printed, I then have to take it out and put it back in. And I always end up putting it the wrong way around because I can never remember which way it is I'm supposed to do it. But yeah, your automatic one will be a setup, a printer setup setting somewhere. That maybe next time I see you, if you bring your laptop, I can have a little look for you, see if we can change it about. Okay.
Yeah, Tom.
No worries. Is everyone okay? Well, I say okay, it was a real quick whistle-top tour of Word. Any questions for Word? No, we good?
Yep.
Okay. Now, to completely fry your brains, we're going to just have a very quick look at Excel.
I think we're
Now-
going to need longer than 15 minutes on Excel.
I can absolutely come back to it. That's absolutely fine. Luckily, a lot of it is quite similar. So this is what you see when you open Excel. Okay. And I want to open a new blank document. So I just click blank document and this is what comes up. Okay. All the things are the same at the top. So you've got file where you open documents, where you save documents and where you can print them. That's absolutely fine. Home is here again. And again, you can type in something, you can bold it, you know, if you're writing, it is not just numbers. If you're actually putting words in, you can use the bold, italic and underline again. You can change the font type and size, exactly the same as Word. Font color, if you, something slightly different here that you might want to do. I like to do it for like if I'm doing a budget thing or like I've got our little register. So I say who's come to what sessions in this. And you can add a color to the whole block, which, you know, you might want to do for something. Generally, if I'm doing budgets for things like, I don't know, Christmas party or celebration day or something, I generally use red if something's not going to happen, orange if it's ready but we still need to pay for it, and turn it to green once, you know, we've paid up and everything's confirmed. But you can change, you can, you know, colour in the whole thing with those if you need to. Again, you can change the colour of your writing in each one. If you type something into here, I don't know. Digital inclusion. So you can change it to red. Can you see on this one where the cell, the writing has gone over the line of the cell? Can you see that?
Yeah.
If you go to the top of where they are, to the right hand side of the cell that you started in, you see the line with 2 arrows? If you line that up with the edge of the cell and double click, it will make the cell size fit your writing. Okay, so you don't, I mean, you can change it manually. That's fine. You can slide it. If you want it just to fit what you've written, double click at the top and it just fits it, which is very clever. And I love it. With these ones, if these were a bit bigger, as well as left, right and center alignment for your writing, you can say if you want it at the top, in the middle or at the bottom, depending how big your cells are. There's lots of ways to use formulas in Excel. So if you've got lots of numbers down, all of these here will then kind of calculate everything at the bottom for you, things like that. That's, I think you kind of need to get a grip on the real basic bits of Excel before that kind of comes in. But, you know, you can have a go at that. That's absolutely fine. Again, you can insert cells. Maybe you want to put a whole row in and it just adds an extra one. You can delete them. Insert, again, there's tables. You can add pictures, shapes, just like Word. You can add check boxes in if you want something, you know, so you know you've done it. There's graphs you can add in. It depends what you're using it for. There's also, again, a text box. You can add headers and footers in, just like Word. Are you all right there, Wendy?
Yeah, I was just going to ask about headers. How
Yeah.
do you get it so you don't have to make the whole row bigger to fit the whole header in? So how do you do you know what I mean?
The header, as in the header and footer, or
Yeah.
just to make something bigger in here?
No, it's the header and footer. Where do you put it? Because it's all in little boxes.
Yeah. So it comes up like this. When you click header and footer, it kind of moves everything down. So it changes the look of the document. So then you can add in your header there as normal. And then as you go further down, there's a footer that you can add in as well. You just click that and then you can carry on kind of using this as you would normally.
Can you do that halfway down a row so you can divide different bits up?
No, the header and the footer are just at the top and bottom. What you could do is, hang on, let me go here. Oh, you could insert, press the wrong button, a text box. So you just sort of say where you want the text box and you sort of draw it in and then you can write in.
Oh.
Okay. And then
Yeah.
again, text box exactly the same. You can move it about once you've got hold of it. You can type in it. You can make it bold, change the font, all of that like we've just looked at in Word.
And it won't go over the boxes, so it'll appear as the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could put that there. That would then you fill in that and then you can carry on using the cells individually underneath.
Right. What was that
Yeah.
one called again?
That's the text box. Insert. And then in Excel on mine, it's right towards the right hand side and it's text box.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Along the top. If once you've clicked text box, you get this little arrow. Can you see that just above? You just left hand click and it becomes that. And then you drag whilst holding down the left hand mouse, you drag it to make it the size that you want it. And then you move it away and you can start typing in. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's insert. Again, page layout, there's margins, orientation, all of those things the same. Themes that were in Word, all of that's the same. Okay. There's a whole bit on formulas on how once it's all filled out and you can kind of organize it all, data, there's all sorts. Okay, file. Again, there's save as. And then you pick where you want it to go and you type it in and you click save. That's the same in Word and in Excel. You can open saved ones that you've already done. You can print. You can share, which just means that they give you a link to that page that you can then email to people or, you know, whatever it is. Okay. So a lot of Excel, the basics of it are a lot like Word. It just looks very different. The page looks different, but you can still change everything. You can still insert stuff. You can still write. You can add it all in and make the changes like Word. Okay. Now I just want to bring back this PowerPoint. So this was Word and I've added bits down there. Yeah. So for Excel, a lot of it is the same. Okay, of where everything is, which does make it very handy because, you know, once you've got to grips with Word, which I personally think is easier than Excel, kind of, I suppose it depends how your brain sort of works. So it, you know, you can kind of get to grips with one bit and then move on and try more bits. And once you're, you know, if you've added a table into Word, you could then add in changing the font color or, you know, little steps and get really comfortable with one bit. And then you can move on and make it more, you know, exciting or, you know, whatever you want to do to it. Okay. So this was the same as Excel, and that's what your page looks like. Now, luckily, both systems have user guides in them already. Okay. So if I go back to our document in Word, you need to go to File, and you're on the home bit here. And there's, look, take a tour, welcome to Word. And you click on that and it brings up a whole user guide on how to do things. There's also templates that you can use. So there's a newsletter, different types of newsletters. There's how to make a table of contents. There's calendar templates. There's so many things. Okay, so if we just click on Welcome to Word, and it basically just takes you along all of the things, all of the aspects of Word that you can go through. Okay, we have saved this on ours as well, so if someone wants me to just send that to them, I can, but I would suggest having a little look at that. And also if we look at Excel, you go to File, and then there's these how-to guides at the top. So there's some templates, so like the planners, schedule and planner all together. There's planners that you can do. There's tutorials on how to do different tables, how to do formulas. There's the tour again, welcome to Excel. So it's worth having a little look and a little play around with it to see. You can pick bits out that you can look at. Okay. Which is brilliant. So that's on both of them. You go into File, you go to Home, and it's at the top of the page, like a little how-to guide. Okay. Are there any questions? That was a very quick rundown of Word and Excel, and within it, there's loads more we could do and talk about. I just started with the basics. Okay. Is there anything anyone wants me to go over or clarify? Any questions?
No,
Excel's like a foreign language.
Yeah.
And although there are guides to looking at it, it doesn't sink in unless I see somebody do it and I can write it down.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm more than happy to go over all of it again if we need to, you know. Like I say, I am going to put together like a little book to give you at the end that will have just the basic kind of how to do the basic bits. And if, you know, I'm at meetups or like the Christmas party, if you want to bring devices, you are more than welcome to, and I can sit and show you with it in front of us. Okay. I'm more than happy to do that. And if anyone can get to the in-person meetups, I think I'm going to change the location a bit more now, so people can kind of different places to get to. But yeah, is there anything I can help with right now? You're right, Wendy. Colin, you okay? Go on, Danny.
Can you start all over again, please?
Yeah, I'll send you the link, Danny.
I think, because like I said, mine's set up slightly differently. I can have a little play this afternoon while I've got time now to do bits.
Yeah, I think, I mean, I say homework, like you don't have to, but
No.
I think it would be worth, particularly with Word and Excel, if you're going to use Excel. If you're not, then just concentrate on Word. But I think it's worth everyone just having a play around, like we did with that document. And I got a cow picture and added this title in, and, you know, just have a go. Everything can be reset. You know, you can delete saved folders or saved, you know, documents, anything like that. We can get it all back to the beginning. So you cannot mess it all up. It's fine to just have a play and see, you know, write something out and change the font and change the colors and make one bit bigger and one bit not, and, you know, just play around with it and get more comfortable with it. Okay. That's the only thing I would say for this week, is just to kind of keep going, have a go. And let me know. Don't forget, we've got the WhatsApp group, you've got my email there. Yeah, and these, whoops. And then the dates up to the end of the year. Here we go. I went too far. There we go. So I'm going to be at Ipswich Meetup on the 11th. I'll be at the Christmas party on the 1st on Sunday. If anyone's coming to that, I can help. And then our next in-person session is next
Good
week,
morning.
which is the beginning of December. So yeah, good stuff. Everyone okay?
Yeah, no, thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
No
Yeah,
worries.
Very much.
Please send me lots of questions because I'm aware that was a real quick whiz through it. And once you're having a go, more things will probably come up, and that's absolutely fine. Let me know if you need anything or if I can help with anything. That's all my details. Colin, did you want to ask me?
Yeah, where is the in-person one next week?
I haven't confirmed it yet.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
waiting
alright.
to hear back from a place in Ipswich,
Okay,
just to
so
see if we go a bit closer to Sharon and Adrian that are that way.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll let you all know that for sure. Okay, once I hear.
thanks, Vicky. Thank
Okay.
you. I really
Is
enjoyed that.
everyone okay?
Thank you. Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
No worries. Let me know. Keep me posted how you get on. I'll do a little check-in with everyone as well, just to make sure you're all right. But yeah, other than that, thanks very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Thank
Vicky.
Thank you very much, Vicky.
Okay,
Thank you.
gonna go to bed, go and pick up my children from school. Yeah, I'll
See you on Sunday.
see you on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Take
Great.
care,
Thanks,
everybody.
guys.
Take care, everyone.
Paul's
I'm
just
going to light
logging
the
in
fire
now.
now.
Yeah.
Bless him.
I'm cold.
See you
Oh
later.
dear. Take
Ta-da.
care,
Right.
everyone.
See you
Bye,
later.
Vicky.
Bye.
Thanks, Vicky.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.